Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mafufu Speaks. So, on today's episode, we'll be talking about body shaming, self appointed Weight Watchers, and unrealistic social standards. So, what is body shaming? Body shaming is passing in comments about how somebody looks, and like making somebody feel bad for how they look, be it their weight, height, nose size, or the shape of their legs. The group of people that get body shamed a lot is usually fat and thick people. People body shame them and they disguise it as constructive criticism, and I feel like critique can be given without belittling someone. And besides, who asked for your critique anyways, I say this because recently on Twitter, there was a young lady who walked at SA Fashion Week. And, people were so mean to her and they were attacking her and her weight and saying no, but then we are critiquing her walk and her performance at Fashion Week. But then when you read the comments, you could see that this absolutely has nothing to do with her walk or her performance at the show, because she did a pretty decent job. It was just all hate and comments directed to bring her down and make her feel bad because of how she looked, And also recently on Annel's show, I was watching it, and there were people who were bigger and smaller sharing, their life experiences, whereby the skinny people were always like made fun of, and also the bigger people were talking about how they were also made fun of, which is like what I've experienced in life as well, whereby you just can't win, because I know, like, when I was in high school, I was pretty skinny, and you'll always just hear comments like, my gosh, you don't have ass, you don't have tits and stuff like that, you're a ruler, comments like that. And then fast forward to now, where like, I have those things, and then it's like, oh my gosh, look at her, just mean things. I don't like wish to repeat the negative things that people just say, because this is not that kind of a show, and I'm a kind of person who puts positivity into the world. And I'm not throwing a pity party, guys, by all means. No, don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm doing good. But I say all of this to say that you find that you experience it, whether you are skinny or bigger. And the sad part is that most of the time the focus is on the fat shaming that bigger people go through, because maybe that's usually most of the time it's them who are on the receiving end, or maybe skinny people who go through it don't say anything, because then bigger people will be like, no, but then why are you complaining? You're skinny, So they just suffer in silence. But then no one should suffer at all. And it's something that needs to be addressed, and people just need to stop doing it, because who are you to go out there and say such bad things about other people, And this ties into the group of people that I call self-appointed Weight Watchers. It's either you know one, you have one, or you are one. Guys, you don't need a scale with these fellas in your life, because they will gladly tell you things like, oh my gosh, you're so fat, look at your face, look at your ass, look at your thighs, oh my god, look at your stomach. One would swear that with each and every calorie you put on, their bank balance decreases, because that's the only thing that would explain why they are so invested in how you look and your weight, whether you are too skinny or too big, whether you weigh too little or you weigh too much. Because I'm like, the only reason why I would ever be concerned about another person's weight is if it affected my bank balance. In J, I will not go into the world and just spew negativity, and say negative things about other people, And most of the time, when you take a step back and look at, this self-appointed Weight Watcher, you realize that you can actually shatter their whole self-esteem and confidence with one sentence. But you don't do it, because when you are content with yourself, and you understand that only hurt people, only a person who is struggling with their own self-esteem and self-worth will go out into the world and try to make others feel bad about how they look. Weight Watchers are not only watching the weight of fat people. I feel like I need to repeat this. Even the skinny people have them, You will hear them say, someone please throw her a burger, or stuff like, look at her, she looks like a bag, or he or she actually looks like a bag of bones. Whichever side of the coin you're on, you just won't win. and this I can attribute to unrealistic social standards. So why do we find ourselves living in a world of self-appointed Weight Watchers and body shamers? Because people are mean. Let's start there. People are very, very mean. When you leave your house in the morning, make sure you have put on your big girl and your big boy pants, because people are mean, and it's a big, big world, and it's a big mean world on top of that. And society has sold us a dream called perfection. Society has told us what perfection is, and what perfection is can't be attained by 99% of people. So people spend their whole lives aspiring, to that standard of perfection, and pulling other people down who seem to be content with who they are and how they look, because how dare they not aspire to be perfect and as a result be miserable like the rest of us. You will always find yourself lacking if you want to live up to these unrealistic social standards. The sooner you accept that there will always be someone who's prettier than you, smarter than you, more successful than you, funnier than you, the sooner you will find inner peace and live a happier life. And on top of that, you find people who then say mean things, say things like, no, I'm saying that because I have a preference. That's all good and proper. We all have a preference, and we've all set personal standards in terms of partners that we want to be with. And what you must do is just then be with someone you prefer, and in the process, don't bring the next person down. If you're into skinny people, there's no need for you to then go out into the world and then make bigger people feel bad. If you're into bigger people, there's no need for you to go into the world and make skinny people feel bad and say and disguise it or hide under the words, no, I have a preference. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my podcast. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you did not enjoy it, share